Hi guys, David Jenyns here from Melbourne SEO Services, and I've just got another a session with a client here. We've been working with Linda Cockle and her husband at Keyboard Concepts for a little while now, and they're a registered training organisation that provides training for small, medium and large size businesses, taking them through how to get the most out of different software packages. But perhaps I won't take too much away from your story. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what it is that Keyboard Concepts does, and just a little bit of a backstory about how you sort of started the business.
Okay, we started in 1986, primarily to help people coming back into the workforce after having children and so on. They've been out of the workforce for some time. So we set up to help them become au fait with the new technologies that were coming in at that stage, so that they were employable again, and it's grown from there.
Sounds like you've been doing it for a really long time.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm curious, like all small, medium-sized businesses, when they get started, like, I mean, they come across some of the different hurdles and challenges, like just getting clients on board and building up the business, and you've effectively done that from scratch. So interested to find out, you know, particularly as well, some of the troubles that you were having even before meeting us. Like, so what are some of the things, some real troubles that you were having as far as building the business?
Most of our business was on referral, which was great. But since the business started, there's been a lot more competition now than there was obviously back in the 80s. So it's competing with the bigger organisations, the TAFEs and so on, and also the big national organisations that are based more in Melbourne. So some people don't trust a smaller company. So, you know, for normal advertising, word of mouth is different, of course. But you know, to look at an ad in a newspaper, they don't trust smaller companies often, and it was the same coming onto our website a lot of the time.
I know we talked about, even just before making this recording as well, like, I mean, there's, in your industry in particular, there's a lot of changes.
There's a lot of competition
when it comes to technology. Like, I mean, introduction of the web is just starting to revolutionise a lot of what training organisations are doing. And I know before you came to us, you had a few of these troubles. Interested to know how you actually came across us, and, you know, were you looking for an SEO solution or a web marketing solution? Like, what made you think, hang on, we've really got to start to address what's going online?
Well, we were paying for Google campaigns, and that was getting more and more expensive. Through AdWords? Through AdWords, and for, I think we had Excel and Word campaigns, but it wasn't really having an impact, I didn't feel. And I was chatting with one of my clients, Heather Bienfort, and she was saying how fantastic it had been and what a difference it had made to her, the traffic through her website, using Melbourne SEO. So I thought, well, okay, that's a good, I know Heather well, and trust her judgment, so yeah, that's when I contacted you.
And then I know we had a little bit of a chat here and there and talked about some of the different ways that you could get started, and made sure we bounced backwards and forwards to pick the right keywords, get really clear on who your target market was, to make sure that we started to attract those clients in. And once we sort of started to make some of the changes and send some links back to the website, we did get some really good results very early on, and it's good to see now. I mean, we're checking back and seeing the improvements. Like, it hasn't just been like a little spike and then stopped. There's been a gradual sort of improvement.
Yeah, steady improvement. I mean, always it's doubled what we were getting before. Sometimes it's almost tripled. The visits to the site. So, yeah, it's good.
And from like how was the process working with us? Has it been?
It was fine.
No,
it was good. It was good. It's been painless, I think, is the expression I'd use.
And like, I mean, you guys understand the software side of things, but I know online the web stuff can be quite technical.
It's quite challenging, even for people like us who are technically quite up there. It was, it's a whole new thing. often.
Yeah.
And no, it was fine. It was explained well. And, I knew what I was doing. I've now stopped the AdWords campaigns.
Yeah.
So that's been a saving for us financially, and yeah, it's worthwhile.
Like, I mean, you talked about some of the results being, like, I mean, doubling and sometimes even tripling the traffic that you were getting. As far as, like, what has that meant to the business as far as, like, getting traffic to the website's one thing, but has it meant, like, have you seen a change?
New clients coming on board.
Yeah.
So we did a mail out to our database last week, and normally we would mail out to, 2,700, something like that, and this week we mailed out to 2,820 people on the website, on our database.
So it's just sort of growing.
It's growing new business coming in, as well as being a resource for existing business.
Yeah, perfect. So it's great to see, and I feel like, I mean, we've now started to talk about some other things. I mean, we talked about starting off with SEO and getting some results, and I suppose proving to us, or proving to you that we can deliver on what we say, and making sure that you get that positive return on investment. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's the biggest thing for us. Obviously, you're not going to want to continue doing work with the company unless they're making you more money than you're spending with them.
That's right. We're a small business. We don't have unlimited resources, so it's very important that we get good results for the money we spend.
And now we're sort of starting to look at some other solutions on using web video and expanding what it is that you're doing. For some people out there, like, I mean, you've had a really good result. And we've got some plans for what we're going to do in the future as well. If there's someone watching this video right now and they're not quite sure, if this is going to be right for them and their business, I don't know, is there anything that you could say to them that might reassure them or help them? Like, what would you say to someone thinking about it?
I'd say talk to David, because it doesn't cost anything to talk initially, and he'll give you a good idea of what you have to do to get more visits to your website. Let's face it, I mean, we don't pick up yellow pages anymore.
Yeah.
Do we? I mean, we don't pick up the books anymore. We go to Google and we go to whichever search engine we prefer, and look it up through the web. So the more efficient that is for your website, the better off you're going to be.
Perfect. Okay, well, thanks for that, Linda. And if you want to find out more about how to get your website found online, you can check out Melbourne SEO Services. Or if you want to get some training done for your organisation, then you can head to keyboardconcepts.com.au. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.